Good morning, everybody. My name is Steve Bennett from Dolphin. You may be able to tell from the accent, I'm from very, very East Boston. And it's a pleasure to be with everyone here today, and I'm certainly enjoying the weather in Florida. It's absolutely fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you today some software called SuperNova, which is installed on this tablet. This is a Microsoft Surface PC. It doesn't have to be a Surface PC. It can be any PC. It doesn't matter. It can be Windows 7 or Windows 10. It'll need to be Windows 10 to do the touchscreen things that I'm going to do. But yeah, it doesn't need a lot of RAM. 4 megabytes of RAM will just work just fine with our software. But what hopefully I'm going to show you today is that we've made the option of being able to look at materials, look at the whiteboard or smartboard on the PC, all located in one location. All right, so you'll be pleased to know, for everybody that sat through lots of PowerPoint presentations, that's the end of my PowerPoint. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go back into the product here and using the Windows interface. So, one of the great joys of my professional life at Dolphin has been teaching students in schools. And when I take the tablet to them and I give them SuperNova, it's real easy. If they're partially sighted, I say to them, how do you think you're going to make things bigger? And they take 2 fingers on the screen and they move it apart, and then it gets bigger. And then the next question is, you're going to ask me how much to make it smaller? I said, yes, I am. And they know how to do it. And I said, well, how do you think you move it around the screen? They take 1 finger and they move it on the screen, and then they move it round. So what we've done is we've made a real simple interface for the magnification that you can use 2 fingers to squeeze or to move apart, or 1 finger to move it. And you can complement that with the mouse. So if I touch the mouse appears in the center of the screen. And if I was to go and move it somewhere, then it comes with me. If I was to go back there, then I can move this, and I can move that around as much as I wish. Okay, so ever so easy, very intuitive, and because it sort of follows the model of other hardware in that touchscreen interface. So now I'm going to bring up a Word document to see how it would work there. Here we go. So please forgive me. I'm from an area in the UK called Worcestershire, which you may know as Worcester. And we're the only things famous that we have, in fact, 2 things, is a cathedral and a source. So I chose the source. So I'm moving my fingers apart on the screen. Can you see how beautiful and clear the text remains? All right, and you can see that the magnification goes up in very small interim steps. And as I move it together, then it does that as well. It's still... Okay, bear with me. I know why that is, and it's because it's my fault. All right, bear with me. I just need to reboot the PC. I'm sorry. Okay. I lent it to... Never lend your hardware to somebody before you come to a presentation. Not that anybody needed telling that, all right? But if you ever want a lesson, you can say, I saw this guy from the UK, and when he tried it, he made that mistake, all right? So bear with me. Luckily, these PCs boot up quite quick. It's not like it's got Windows XP and we would be full of the 20 minutes before we got back to the real cycle. So there we go. And now it feels like a watch kettle. All right. Bigger. Down. Okay. Really sorry. Okay. My apologies. I'm going to have to do it this way. I'm so sorry. All right. To turn the magnification off, I take 3 fingers and I tap twice. Okay, and it turns it off. To turn it back on, I do exactly the same. Okay, and then it will turn the magnification back on. If I tap once with 3 fingers, then it will bring this bar on that I can use there. So I'm interested to go to this word. I touch there, and it comes to that point there. If I touch the mouse ever so gently, then it will appear in the center of the screen. If I want to go and look at something else on there, where was I typing? If I touch the left or the right arrow, it will jump back to that location where I was before. So the magnification follows the user and not the other way around. It's really intuitive in the way it does that. The bar across the bottom is giving me some color changing options, so I can change the color back if I wish to do that as well. I can turn my speech on if I wish from here. So it's available, and I'll just turn that off. And I've also got a keyboard. Okay, so I have around about 300 students are based in the UK and across Europe, and what they're doing is they're using the device. They pick it up, they bring it to their face, and then they're able to use the magnification by using their one finger to move it around like this. It's a real good alternative to the students leaning over the desk, all right, and trying to get as close as possible to the monitor. So if I wish, I can use the keyboard here, and then I can change the color of that if I wish, if it's not the right color for me. Okay. And if I don't want to use that particular keyboard, then I can pop it down. And what we do is we make available a little white a keyboard here, which is an RF one with a high-vis keyboard that actually sat on it, so we can use it that way as well. So at the side of this is just an extension for the USB to cope with the mouse and the RF dongle, which I've got sat there. So the particular nice feature of this software, okay, is that what I can do is I can actually use the camera which is on this device. So I can use the camera on here, or any camera which is web-based, which would work in Skype. It doesn't matter. And there are some other CCTV manufacturers we've adapted into here as well, so you can get distance view. All right. But for the purposes of this, I'm using the camera which is here, so I'll turn the camera on. Okay, and what it's doing is looking at the back there. So I think what I'd like to do is just bring the stand up. And having brought the stand up, I'm going to press the lock button, which is there. So if I make it bigger, I've now got the piece of paper, which obviously I can move around. So, and I can move that there. I can change the size of it. So I'm zooming digitally, so I do get some pixelation of the picture here. But I can zoom around as much as I wish. If I wish, I can also change the color. And if I did check the picture and it was on the wrong orientation, then I can change it around there. If I don't have a touch screen, then I would point and click with my mouse, which will become available, and I could click on any of those items there as well. So we've taken the fact that you've got a piece of paper that you've got to work on, or a book. We've got it. We've not taken a picture. We've just frozen the image that's there. If you want to take a picture, touch the camera, okay, and now it's in the clipboard. So now you can press Control-V wherever you want to go. But what I'd like to do is I want to OCR this piece of paper. So if I click on the OCR, okay, it uses the OmniPage Engine 20, the latest one. And what it's done is it's recognized the text in there. So if I touch in a particular place, okay, I've now got the option of audio and highlighted text to be able to read that piece of paper if I wish. Can I change the color? Yes. Can I change the voice? Can I change the speed? Can I change it so that I've got the OCR and the image based there? Yes, you can change all of those. Can I now output this document into our favorite word processor, Word? Yes. You touch on there, and here you can add a second page if you wish, or in this particular case, I'm going to output it to Word. So now, if I put on that text, I've outputted as text. So it's now gone, and it's now sat in my Word document. All right, so I'll be able to do that. So the other thing that you can do, and I'll just bring the mouse up here, okay? So you can take, doesn't have to be a picture that's taken with the piece of paper, the camera on the stand. You can take it out. You can take the camera up anywhere, and I have a lot of assistants that actually take the device, take a picture somewhere else, bring it back to the student, and then they actually look at what's going on. So something adjacent to the whiteboard if they wish. All right. So I'll just whiz down to the bottom and I'll bring the control panel on. All right. So all I needed to do is click on the camera here, and then it brought that up. So what I'm going to do is I could, if I wish, have it as a split view. So I could have the computer working on the bottom, and then I could have the camera on the top. And then using that option, I have a bunch of kids that are able to look at something and type something. And you're able to actually, I'll show that work in its basic form. Okay, you can see I've got the camera at the top, looking at nothing at the moment, unfortunately, but I've also got a different at the bottom here. So I've got different magnification, and I can change the color changer at the bottom. I can change it different in there as well. So read, type, read, edit, whatever you want to be able to do there as well. Let's turn that off. Furthermore, if I go to the settings of the Connect and View feature, which is available here, okay, I have this option for whiteboards. So it's a very UK word. I hear them called smart boards. I hear sometimes I see there's just large monitors connected to projectors. Other times it's just, I don't know, it might be a monitor, just the monitor itself. So in the option here, you can use VNC to connect to the whiteboard PC. Hands up who knows what VNC is. Thank you. All right. I can best explain it. Do you remember that time you're looking at YouTube on your tablet, on your phone, and you can cast it to the TV to watch it there? That's exactly what VNC is. So what we do here is you put the VNC software, which we have a whiteboard wizard, which you can download for free from Dolphin, onto the PC that has connected to the whiteboard, the smartboard, the monitor, the projector, and then the image of that computer will appear here on the screen here. So I can't show you. I can show you on the stand if you come over, and I can explain it a little bit more there. What are the benefits of it? It is superb because the student can see the whole of the whiteboard, and the teacher or anybody else never gets in their way. They can change the color. They can look at a particular part of it, and if the teacher was to touch the whiteboard pen on the screen, it will move to that location, and then it will zoom there. Or they can turn that off if they wish as well. They can also take a picture, and I was working with a student only last week. As the student was looking at the PowerPoint slide that the teacher had, he didn't quite understood it, so he took a picture, or he held the picture, all right, and went there before that it was changed, and then the teacher changed the slide. He was comfortable with what he'd seen, he let go, and then it came on there, okay? Can I have more than one? Okay, so that same student had 10 different classrooms to go into. And in the box here, they had classroom 5, classroom 10, classroom 11, and when they connected in, they told the teacher to start the whiteboard wizard on the PC. They selected the class, and then they were, boom, they got the whiteboard. It's as easy as that. So for every IT person that works in a school, they'll tell you that that's a security risk, but to that I would add, it never leaves the school. It doesn't go through a firewall. Okay, and the whiteboard wizard turns itself off after 15, 30 or 45 minutes. So it's not left on all the time to stop people being able to do that. Okay. Can I have a picture, the whiteboard and the computer? Yes. What you do is you touch the caps lock and you click the middle mouse button and it will flick between the three, or you could have it split if you wish, or you could, if you had two monitors, you could have the whiteboard on one PC and you could have your Windows device on the second PC. Okay? So, practically, what does it mean? The student last week, the teacher complained because the student had a teacher's assistant, and the teacher's assistant was quite tall, so the other kids in the class couldn't see the whiteboard when they were sat next to the teacher's assistant. So they moved the student to a place anywhere that she wanted to be in the classroom, all right, and the teacher's assistant could still stay close to her. Practically, you can be wherever you want in that classroom. You don't have to worry because you're using the Wi-Fi network of the school to be able to connect to that smartboard there. Okay. Can I use the other applications on this PC? Listen, this is a standard PC as I started with. It just doesn't work in Word and Excel and PowerPoint. It works in everything. Will it speak them out? We've got 3 versions of SuperNova. SuperNova Magnifier does the features here, but it doesn't do the OCR. SuperNova Magnifier in speech does the magnification, speech, and the OCR. It's for magnification users that need some help with the speech. SuperNova Magnifier and screen reader, full screen reading, full braille, full OCR, and the magnification. So you pick the one that the user, for the user that they want. I particularly like this model because when you can put this together, it comes with this great keyboard, all right, that Microsoft makes, so you can actually protect the screen, and the students, if they don't want to use the stand, they can use it, and it's standalone, using the stand at the back of it as well. It's really easy to pick it up from there. Okay. So I'll just bring up the control panel again. Let's just press off there, and then I'll just press cancel there as well. Oh, it's just, whoop. There we go. So there are a raft of other features in the software, of course. Okay, you can change the mouse, you can change the colors. If you want to point and click at the interface, you can do that there as well. You can get it to read back documents to you. So if I was to enter here, the text there, I'll tap once with 3 fingers, I'll ask it to read, it will turn the voice on, and then it'll start to read. Okay, speech is now off. I don't have to turn the speech on. I've just it's just picked up that text and it's read it back to me. Tap the 3 fingers once, the bar's gone out of the way, so now I've got the full screen there as well. We license students, we don't license PCs, okay? So if you have 10 devices that the student might be using at school, then I'm comfortable with you putting it on all 10 devices, right? What I don't want is there's a special machine in the corner of the room. That's the one thing that I hate to go into a classroom and watch, okay? If they have 2 PCs, yes, that's fine. If they have 3, yeah, you can install it on 3 separate PCs, and you can install it 100 times on the same PC. It's no more licenses to use in that way as well. Can I use the OCR outside of that? Okay, so if I go to Media, here, what I've got is the option. So if I've got that inaccessible image-based PDF, yep, I can put it into there and it will scan it, so I can just pick it from the file. Or if I connect to flatbed scanner, then I can use that as well. Next to that is the book reader. So you may be familiar with Dolphin Easy Reader. So we've built that into SuperNova in books. Looks slightly different, but you can download your Bookshare books, read them, and you can use that to enlarge the images as well. That's in there. It uses the same account. So this is the full version, so it's got magnification, speech and braille, and if we were using the middle product, speech and magnification speech, then we wouldn't have the braille tab, and the speech options would be significantly less, not screen reader level of speech as well. Okay, so in summary, well, I like to think what we've done is we've solved 3 or 4 different problems in the same software. So now I can use the PC. Now I can take a picture and I can view it in a size and a color that actually suits me. Then I can actually copy that into my Word document if I wish to do that. Then I can, if I wish, I can connect to the smartboard. I can take pictures of that as well. I can go between that and I can freeze the screen if I wish to do that. All right. And of course, it's going to work across all my Windows 10 PCs. And as I mentioned right at the start, it doesn't need a lot of RAM on the computer. 4 megabytes is just going to be happy to work on that as well. Okay, my apologies for the hardware. You know that thing where it always worked when you're back in the office? I'm going to do that one now. All right. So real sorry about that. I'm sure when I go back over to the stand, it'll work absolutely perfectly, but somebody here, I think it was me, all right, has done something badly wrong with it, and they're doing that there. Okay, appreciate your time, all right, and thank you for attending, really good. All right, thank you, bye-bye.